So we took a little bit to draw out a map here for you guys. So without further ado, I guess, let's get those initiative rolls in.
We already did them.
I know. You've done your initiative rolls, but I need to...
I forgot what
Why didn't you do yours while we were on?
Oh, we don't need the camera moved. It was good.
And now I need your initiative.
I forgot what it was.
Okay, re-roll initiative.
Mine was 18. I already know what it was.
Maybe just move camera up a bit. Cause I don't know if you turned down the light as well.
I did turn on the light. Ah!
Oh.
Is that better?
That's fine. Just stop touching the camera.
Tabix is blending in.
Touching.
Okay.
Whoop.
Initiative.
Go
20.
for.
25 to 20.
No.
Okay. 19 to 15.
18.
18.
17.
Jason, I hate you.
You hit 18?
18.
What's your dex mod?
It was +5.
+5? Okay.
I don't know if you're rolling for Kizza as well, or if Kizza's just passed out.
Kiss is
No,
passed out,
Kizza
I
will
think.
not be joining you guys.
Wonderful.
Tabik, you had how much?
17.
17. Okay. What did you get, Jason?
Keep doing the thing.
Okay, 14 to 10.
Did you roll a crit 1 or something?
Keep going.
9 to 5.
Jason.
4 to 0.
I got 2.
Okay.
Wait, you can get a 0 initiative?
I mean, you get negative as well.
You can get negative initiatives if you've got a low enough modifier.
Oh. Oh, that's right, because you can have minus to your dexterity.
2. Bassy boy.
Baz is gonna die.
I just woke up, to be fair.
Alright.
Who's at the top of the order?
No one's at the top of the order.
Oh, that's
Except for me.
Reese is at the top of the order.
Pleasant.
Okay. This is the fun part where I get to come move things.
You're
on
going to
my own.
city. Oh.
I can't. Yeah, no. Play chess.
Welcome.
I mean,
you watch as the small dark shape begins to wind its way closer. It comes to a stop.
Horses, sausages. Did you hear that? Oh,
Now that it's a little bit closer, you manage to see it kind of breaks through the grass at a couple of points, and you spot a high arched back with what looks like a kind of tuft mane, kind of speckling along the backing. You're not quite sure what it is. It looks like a dog almost.
okay.
Shin, you're next.
I'm going to try and fire an arrow at it. That's 14 to hit.
14 to hit?
Yeah.
You'll hit.
Hits. Okay, so that's 1d6 plus 1. Which d6 do I want? That's 6 damage.
Okay. There's a short and this kind of yelp as it stumbles and then topples to the ground.
Okay. And then bonus action.
Look at the
That's
top.
that's is that right? 22 to hide? I rolled a 9.
Are you roll this while hiding your emotions too?
Oh, Shin disappeared.
So you watch his shin just ducks down beneath the edge of the wagon, out of sight.
Because I can hide as a bonus action.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
I can also dash and disengage.
Now, does this make rogues are just incredibly smart or incredibly, like, coward?
It means that they're incredibly nimble. Fuck you.
Alright.
I love my rogues.
That's a 10 against your armor class, Tabak.
Huh?
10 against your armor class.
10? No.
Okay, you
It
watch
doesn't
as the second arrow goes, kind of knocks into the wood next to the other arrow. It actually splinters through and like pokes out about an inch in front of your nose, Shin.
I'm sorry. It is literally one of the things from my fucking class. And I asked you if you were okay with me taking stealth.
Yep.
And I warned you how much it would boost it.
Tabak, it's your turn.
Can I see them?
Make a perception roll for me.
Perception 18.
Okay. You notice the secondary creature, this kind of dark shape that's still kind of pacing in the field a little bit back. But you do notice, hidden kind of quite well actually, ducked down seem to be what looks like 3 other shapes, just behind them a little bit closer to the waterway.
Oh, fuck.
And the third one closer to the road.
How close are they to us?
The closest one is about 85 feet.
What?
They're far out.
Oh, fuck. Check my range. So I think one of my spells can reach, but I'm not sure. Because I don't have a ranged weapon, because fuck that.
I have ranged weapons.
Yeah, but that's you.
Shin has a fuckload of weapons.
Yeah. So the closest one I can see, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Okay. So there's the one that's 85 feet out, and then there's what looks like the smaller shape that you guys had noticed beforehand. That's about 60 feet out. Which one are you casting at?
Whichever is closest, doesn't matter.
Okay, so that's number 2.
Spell attack modifier. I don't have my sheets out. Oh yeah, it's like 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Guiding Bolt. Yeah.
Guiding Bolt allows advantage to the next person.
Yeah, next attack has advantage, and that's 17 radiant damage.
17 radiant damage.
Yep, 46.
There is a flash of light out in the field, and a short number 2. You see the second shadow just crumple.
Is he dead?
You can remove number 1 as well.
What?
That was killed.
That was a 6.
Yeah. Alright.
There were 3 more figures in the grass? Where are they?
Those are all farther back. They seem to be a little bit larger. They're more well hidden. But the 2 closer ones that were quite a bit smaller are just yelps of pain, and then they're gone. Okay. You still have your movement and bonus action.
Ooh. I'm gonna cast. Because I have a bonus action spell. Haha. Just need to check what spell slot it is. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Shin, so Shin has a +2 bonus to AC.
I have 18.
Okay. So you have a +2 bonus to...
Not like I have a 12-hour class.
You'll be fine.
Alright. And your movement?
No reason to get off the cart right now, so I'll just stay here.
Okay. That's going to be a nat 20. 24 to hit you, Jasper.
Okay.
You take...
The only way it was gonna hit me was with a high roll.
Sorry. I didn't get the death card for Reese.
Why do you like notes so much?
You take 5 points of piercing... Not 5 points of piercing damage. You take 10 points of piercing damage. As another arrow goes... whistling through the air. And strikes you. No. Stop.
That's fine.
Jason.
No, you don't. You really don't. You'd stop if you lived. You see... Can you move number 3 10 feet forward? And a foot diagonal. No,
this way.
that one.
Oh.
Yep.
The screen share's frozen if you can restart it too. I just noticed it.
Okay. Then... Okay. There's a secondary... And a start... A yelp of pain.
Did someone roll a nat 1?
That's a big mood.
You see one of the shadows kind of like bobs a little bit for a second.
I love them. See, this is why I love them. You're dumb.
I'm gonna kill you. Ah, fuck. My toe.
Oh, wait, tree nut fell.
Tree nut fell?
Tree nut fell.
Oh no.
Fix my boy.
There you go.
There we go. Tree nut's right side up.
And we're back to Shin.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Baz, you're in the
Oh,
order.
yeah. Baz
I got you over to the side because I ran out of room on the initiative. I was like, I'll remember him.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Thank you.
I mean, you could probably move initiative slightly.
I am.
Oh, by the way, how long do I have
75
minus 10
he's 75 feet away.
to my movement?
You are good on your next turn.
Next turn? Okay.
Yeah, so at the end of your next turn.
But they have to be closer for me to really even do anything to them. Well, actually, those are fields of wheat, right?
Yep.
Why is it? Oh,
I can totally hide in a field of wheat.
fuck. Fuck me.
No thanks.
Fuck me.
I love how you complained about me skipping you and then you're not ready to go.
Fuck me. I thought these were all more than 60 feet.
No.
What about
apparently
this
not.
fucker?
Maybe I shouldn't have woken up the dwarf because he
Fuck
seems kind
me.
of useless.
I mean, you could
Oh
probably
my
give
God.
someone inspiration
How
or
far
something.
does throwing... How far
You
does-
know, the main thing a bard can kind of do. I mean, or you could not. You could just, like, forget about the main skill that you
How
fucking
far
have.
does a throwing hammer throw?
Not far
Same
enough.
as dagger.
How far is a dagger?
I think
Shin?
it's 60 feet.
Fuck! Let me try my snow curves. What about this bitch? I swear to Christ.
That's why you need spells that have more than 60 feet.
Fuck!
Jason, how do you not have a spell that has more than 60 feet? I am not a spellcasting class, but I have a spell that goes more than 60 feet.
Wait.
I have 2.
Oh, wait. Okay,
Oh, one.
I lied. I have 1.
I have 2 that go 120.
Can I put Cloud of Madness on number 3?
Number 3?
Yeah.
Cast it for me, bud.
Yeah, it
Don't
was right at 20 to
Don't
60.
make me sing right now.
Is it a saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw?
They have to be based.
Number 3. Yeah, no, he makes that.
What is it?
It's a net 20.
Fuck me!
No.
Okay.
Well, up
You're very sleep deprived.
there.
You kind of
I
like
say the word
you get
wrong.
like whacked in the back of the head, and there's an arrow goes thud, an arrow goes thud, an arrow goes thud into Tabak, and you're like, Grandma, and it just kind of you're half asleep still. There's no way you're casting right.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip my turn then. Or, that did my turn, that's not my turn.
Okay, Shin, back to you.
There wasn't there someone before me?
There was.
Oh, they're dead. Okay. I'm going to.
Don't have to rub it in that you killed my dog.
It is an roll.
Let's see. Do I have anything that's gonna help me? Not really. And he's too far away. I'll just I guess hold my turn until they get close enough for a melee attack.
Until they get close enough for a melee attack.
Or at least for me to throw a fucking dagger at.
Okay, you have to make
To throw a
decision.
dagger at.
Throw a dagger at whichever one gets within range.
Yeah, within 60 feet.
Nice one.
Don't you have a bow?
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Can I use my bow? I can't remember. Do short bows go? I have a short bow, but I can't remember what the distance on a short bow is.
I don't have a short bow.
That's because you suck.
Yep.
Oh, I can go up to
I was
320 feet. I'm fine. Okay, I'll fire an arrow at number 3.
Number 3 is supposed to...
I'm really confused.
Nice. That was so
That's-
close for that one.
That's a 19 plus 5 to
19
hit.
plus 5, that'll hit.
Okay, so that's another 1d6 plus 1. That's a 3. That's a 3
Yeah.
damage. And then... that's not bad. 18 to hide again.
I saw you roll 5 and I went, oh, that's pretty bad. And then you go, oh, it's an 18.
Okay, so you hide again. What
Yeah.
was the damage on that?
It was 3.
3? There's a short yelp of pain out in the field. And then another arrow comes whistling. It's a 15 against your armor class, Tabak.
It doesn't hit.
Okay. Just kind of plinks off the plate of your armor with a slight scratching sound.
No. Oh, you don't
Uh,
scratch
number-
Tavic's armor.
Number 5 is going to move forward 15 feet.
15.
That was 5, 10, 15, yes.
15.
Tabak, it's your turn.
Did I see which one the arrow came from?
Make a perception check.
11.
Okay. You can't quite tell. There was a slight glint. You'd guess probably from the right side, one of those two near the river, but you can't be sure which one exactly.
Which one's the closest? I can't tell.
3. Check. Yeah.
As long as it's rough, they're within 120 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
120 feet. is really-
Guiding bolts.
Okay.
Fuck you. Plus 5. 16 to hit.
Yep. 16 will hit.
Div. 16 damage.
16 damage.
Dios mío.
Cutting bolt is strong.
There's another flash of bright white light. And a quick. And the shadow kind of stumbles a bit, but still standing.
Still standing.
What's your guys' dark vision?
120 feet?
60 feet.
60 feet.
60 feet? Tabak, you have how much?
60.
Okay. So you guys have been kind of in and out of darkness for a couple, right? The moon's clouds kind of passing over, pulling the moon. At this point, a dark cloud kind of passes over the moon, and the field kind of blanketed in dark. The kind of moonlight that had been glancing off is gone now. You guys can see up to your dark vision.
Sorry.
I think they're all within mine.
Yeah,
aren't they?
They're all
120
within
over-
yours,
over
but
here.
Baz
This
and
is
Tavik,
60.
you guys can no longer see the shadows. It's just
Where my pencil
Black.
is where we could see.
Well,
And-
one of them has guiding
So
bolts,
that's
so, it's
60?
glowing right now.
Yeah. And then
you can see number 3, however.
65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20.
so I can see up to there.
Yeah, I was correct my first time. Sorry.
There we go.
Okay.
Background.
Resent that to me.
You guessed it. That's a 12 against your armor class. Which isn't gonna hit.
No.
Okay. Shin, you notice a couple of the shapes begin to move.
Okay.
But you can't pinpoint which. There's a secondary.
Another nat one.
Same guy.
love
It would
him.
be great if one of them
Moon.
No, could you imagine one of them turning, for fuck's sake, Steve?
Fucking useless! Damn it! This is why we don't bring you!
They're Baz.
You just hear like twin yelling, them yelling at Steve, and us like, for fuck's sake, Baz!
Speaking of Baz, it's Baz's turn. You can't see anybody.
Bah.
I can't remember if I hide. Do they know where I am?
They can make perception checks if they're actively looking for you, but if you do an action or anything that brings you out, you drop the hide.
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting to add. Fuck. I need to put this up. Oh my god. Can I give barter inspiration to Shin? Because Tabak's being a dick.
No, Jasper's being a dick.
Yeah. Can I?
Inspire him.
Shin, you're pretty great, but like, I'm sorry for what I said earlier, and, 1 second, I have something written down.
What?
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh no. What was your hide, by the way?
18.
18? Okay.
Caught between a strong mind and a fragile heart. That's from Pinterest. There you go.
Okay, what
58.
does that
I don't know what that does. I just wrote it down.
You're
Oh my gosh, go look
Jason,
at
this
your-
is like the staple of the bard.
Yeah.
It's literally called bardic inspiration.
It is.
I know.
It is your fucking thing.
Oh my
I got it. Look, it's right here.
And you get an inspiration dice. I don't know
Were
what
you
it is for your
using
level.
bardic inspiration or
Yeah.
font of inspiration?
Bardic inspiration.
A bardic inspiration.
Welcome to looking through
Oh,
player's
and that's your
handbooks
bonus
with-
action. You still have an action.
I can't say shit.
I get 1d6. Bardic inspiration.
Can you
And
hear me?
Add to a deck.
Can you hear me?
yes, I'm close enough to hear you.
Okay. There you go.
I'm not like telling you that though. You're kind of just yelling into the darkness, and she's like, "Nope."
I can see
Nope.
you. I can see you pretty well.
Are you sure? You want to make a perception check?
Come on,
What's your
dick.
passive wisdom? Passive perception. 10. You can't. He's like crouched in the shadows. You can barely make him out. You kind of look around for a minute, and you're like, "Is that? No, that's a sack of potatoes. Is that? No, that's kind of great. Is that? No, that's just shit. Oh wait, yes, it's shit."
that looks like an asshole. Oh shit! There you go. Hope you like it. Why does it say 1d8?
I don't know.
You get to roll a d8 and add it to something with
Is
the
it
next
D8?
thing. It is. It's leveled up now.
Oh yeah.
This is level 10. It starts off as a d6.
I think so.
Okay.
A d4. It starts off as one of those, and then it starts getting bigger.
Okay. Okay. So I have inspiration, and it's back up to me, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, unless you have something you want
Unless
to do.
he
Oh,
wants
yeah.
to move or something.
Die becomes d8 at 5th level. Go ahead, I'm done. Wait.
I can't tell exactly where the shapes are, though, or can I?
You can actually.
I can.
3 has moved forward just diagonally 5 feet, and forward 5.
So there.
Yep.
Have either.
So this bitch
The
is
other
so
two
close.
That is. 10,
You have advantage
20,
to hit one of them if
30.
you hit one of them.
40, 50.
65.
There's one that's literally
Oh, he's
glowing and
65%.
everybody can see it.
Do
Number
I want to
3
do
is-
this? Oh. Yeah, I won't be able to hide again, but I'll do it. I'm gonna dash. Because I can dash as a bonus action. So, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay.
And then-
first I'd like a dex saving throw.
Oh, shit. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, yeah. No, you kind of like, you just launch yourself over like a hurdle onto the thing, do it like this little dive roll, and come up running. As you go,
With my 10 of passive perception.
you see it, and you also see him Naruto run through the grass. Daggers held behind him.
Until, like, it gets to the point where you can't see me, and
My
then it's
son
just like,
used to love
nope.
that show.
Yeah. As you get closer, you start to get a better look at these creatures.
'Kay.
They're medium, the same size as you, about a foot and a half taller. They've got these kind of large canine-like faces, kind of scrunched up, large fangs and gums kind of pulled back. They've got dark noses and these white eyes, just blinded wide eyes. They've got 2 kind of slightly rounded ears, and a back full of this kind of disgustingly kind of matted fur and mane. They're dressed kind of in loose leather armor. The one in front of you currently has got like a small necklace of what looked to be teeth of differing creatures, and it just kind of howls. It snarls at you as you approach and stuff. You can see it's got a longbow in its arms.
and I'm going to hit it with a dagger.
You dash. You took that as a bonus action, right?
That's my bonus action. So that's 15 plus 8 to hit.
15 plus 8 to hit. That works. Yep.
Okay. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage.
9 damage.
9 damage. That was a 4 plus 5.
Okay. You just right across this thing's throat and goes collapses to the ground, dead.
Good job. I'll go my nose again.
Am I putting this back in here?
Yes. You hear a little bit farther out a kind of like this questioning kind of like call. And at the lack of response, there's a quick bark, almost, of what sounds like laughter. And you watch out of the corner of your eye as the other two shapes you can see are kind of similarly dressed, whatever these things are, as they begin to turn and loop their way away from you. And I'd like you to move number 5. And he is going a full 60 feet, just kind of following the river.
What am I doing? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 60,
50.
45, 50, 55, 60.
Okay. Tabak, it's your turn.
Is the one that's closest there still glowing? There's 3 in the middle there?
He's dead. 3's dead.
3's dead? So I can't see anything?
I had advantage.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no, you watched as Shin kind of, like, disappeared into the edge of your vision and stuff, and this light kind of glow that you'd been seeing was just blink out like a light.
Can I get off the cart and move a bit closer?
Sure. Are you gonna hop off the side, or you're just gonna go off the back like a normal person?
I could try to hop off the side.
Okay, I need a dex save, please.
Dex save. Oh, so I have a modifier on that. Basically not. That's a nat 20.
Okay, yeah, no. It's like, for a second you kind of teeter on the edge, and it looks like you're gonna fall because you're wearing heavy armor, and then you just hop down. That's 5, 10, 15. Can you move him off to the side there? So you've got 15 feet moved.
Can I see any of them now?
You cannot.
Well, hold
60. So he can see me.
You can see Shin now, kind of crouched over what looks like a dark kind of heap.
Well, I'll just wait until I can see something to attack them.
Okay.
So, holding...
He's dead. You hear a secondary kind of like yip, questioning yip, and the first one calls back in a deeper kind of growl, and then you hear another kind of this frustrated groan. That's a 9 against your armor class.
Mine?
And a nat 20 against your armor class.
20 hits, 9 doesn't.
You take...
Can I see him?
10 pieces. Yeah, number 4.
10 pieces?
10?
10 points of piercing damage.
So 5? Because I can use my reaction habit.
Fucking hate you. You take 5 points of piercing damage as these 2 arrows go. One lands in the ground between your feet, and the other one lands kind of in your side.
Hey, can I keep these arrows that keep flying into me?
And there's a secondary kind of like this challenging like yip. And the number 4 is going to move 60 feet after off the board as far as it can go. Cool. Yep. And they're just booking it. Baz. Tabak has jumped off the side of the cart. Shin disappeared, as well as the small blinking white light afterwards.
I am laying down in my bedroll.
You're kind of, you can distantly hear kind of this yipping and growling
Yeah.
from out in the field, but...
I am laying down in my bed while I'm going to try to go to sleep.
Okay, sure, yeah. You go to sleep. Shin. It's your turn. The cloud kind of clears, passes over, and the moonlight returns, and you can now see the creatures down the way of the riverbank.
Can I use my held action?
You can.
Can you hit them from that
Is that one that's closest within 120 feet?
far?
20, exactly. 5.
Exactly.
Number 5.
Okay, guiding bolts. I dropped my dice.
They seem to be fleeing, though, right?
Yeah, but I don't care.
As far as you can tell.
They started messing with us, and Tabak doesn't know that. They're just far away. 18 to hit.
Yep.
$11 damage.
Okay.
I rolled bad on that one.
There's another flash of out in the field. Another startled yep. Shin, it's your turn.
That's...
You have which one are you attacking?
I'm not attacking.
Oh.
I'm hiding.
You're hiding.
That's
Okay.
18 to hide.
Okay.
And can I make a perception check while I'm hidden, or no?
You can, yep.
That's 18.
Okay.
Just checking to make sure that there's nothing else.
You can spot a little bit ways off from you. You kind of run past it at first, but those two smaller shapes are still crouched and things. They look to be like small dogs almost. They look reminiscent of this creature you've just killed, kind of spotted backs and mangy ratted fur and these large fangs, but they seem to be dead. Kind of crisp smelling.
Okay.
Other than that, and the two creatures that seem to be lopping off into the distance, you can't see anything else.
Okay. I'll just... My turn then.
Okay. Number 5, the slightly glowing one, fucking gone. Just, and he kind of drags number 4 with him. We're out of initiative.
Can I check the body of the one lying next to me?
You may, in fact, do that.
I got a 4 to sleep.
What am I rolling
You
to
have a
check
little
the
bit
body?
of trouble to do so. Roll me an investigation.
That's an 11.
Okay, yeah. You managed to find a collection of about 4 or 5 arrows. 5 arrows.
Okay.
There's a kind of crude-looking longbow, and it seems to have a small kind of wooden spear that's just tied a rock to at the end. A lot of this is kind of haphazard, thrown together stuff. There's the kind of necklace of what look to be teeth of differing races and creatures. But other than that, he doesn't seem to have anything on him.
I'll take the arrows.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll head back.
Okay.
Actually... can I try and get the arrows out of the side of the cart?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Roll me a sleight of hand.
That's a 9 plus 13.
There's also 2 stuck in you.
Oh yeah, there's the one stuck in me.
You managed to pull the... What? It's 2 arrows stuck in the side of the cart
I
now?
think it's maybe 2, yeah.
So
Yeah,
2
2
more arrows.
stuck in the cart, one that bounced off Tabak's armor, and then Shin has 2 stuck in him.
Yeah, there's a third one. You kind of like, you take a little bit to try and search the ground around the cart to find the one that had knocked off of Tabak, but you can't find it. It seems to have vanished.
I guess I should probably take the arrows out of me at some point, hey?
I mean, you can.
But I'm probably gonna have to make a medic check, aren't I?
You have a cleric.
Oh yeah, true.
Why don't you stop asking me and roleplay?
I don't like... Yeah, Baz is sleeping.
No, Baz rolled a 4 to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Baz is kind
He's
of like...
just kind of turning.
You guys shut up so I can sleep.
Tabik,
Yeah?
would you be able to assist me in removing these arrows from me?
That sounds kicking.
Baz, I'm gonna make sure you don't get any sleep if you keep that up. Sure, Shin. I'll help.
Okay.
Medicine check.
Yep. Medicine check, please. 18? Okay. You managed to kind of break off the end, the feathered part, pull the arrows out. They seem to be slightly barbed and it takes you a little bit, but you do manage to get it out without too much of the excess bleeding. Shin, you take 3 points of just damage as you start to... The wounds have been opened up now and they're just kind of ripped apart a little bit. You're bleeding out a little bit.
And I'll use the medicine kit and bandage them up as well.
Awesome. Make me another medicine check, please.
14.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of, the bleeding stops.
Mm-hmm.
Tabik, you managed to put some kind of rudimentary bandages. You just kind of managed to dig out of this kit that you got with you. Tie them up a little bit so they aren't too bad. They'll be sore, but they're not bleeding out.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to take a long rest, so I could just do...
Okay.
Yeah.
Cure wounds as well.
Huh.
That's not a D8. That's a D8.
Are you having fun there?
Yeah.
You heal 7 points.
Cool.
We're about to take a long rest, so...
Yeah. Well, you guys, if
Bless you.
Fuck you. If you'd like, you could, rest. I can continue to keep watch.
I would very
Oh,
much like
Tabik
to rest.
has 1 arrow in him that he'll take out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll take out the arrow that's probably stuck in Tabik's shoulder or something and bandage that one up too.
Okay, yeah, you managed to do this. You guys clean up a little bit. Take the arrows out that you managed to find.
Mm-hmm.
You leave the bodies out in the field. But you clean up a little bit and kind of make ready to rest. Baz, you managed to fall asleep finally.
Wait.
Oh god.
Baz,
Great.
you don't manage to fall asleep. If anything, you're feeling more awake. You're kind of a little bit jittery. That after combat adrenaline is starting to kick in.
Right.
And then,
Breathe.
like a sugar high, it's gone. You just knocked out.
Finally.
Reese,
Yes.
can I check on the tattoo and make sure it's healing okay? Like, this
Yes,
fight
you
hasn't screwed with
can.
it?
You'd have to disrobe from the armor.
Yeah, he can take off his chest piece and check it.
So you kind of take a good like five minutes, just getting out of the armor, kind of putting it to the side. You check the bandage, kind of it looks to be healing quite fine. In fact, it's not sore or anything. One of the special traits of magic tattoos, guys. They're great. And it looks about healed. Maybe another day or so with a bandage and it'll be fine.
Okay. I'll replace the bandage if it needs to be replaced and then lay down and get some sleep.
Okay, perfect. You fall asleep. Jen?
I'm staying awake.
Alright, so... it's about... At this point, it'd be... about 8:30 in the evening. It's not too late. You guys had a little bit of... a small bit of dinner. But... it's quiet. Whatever those creatures had been, they don't return throughout the night. And you have a peaceful rest, something you guys are getting a little bit more used to nowadays. In the morning, you guys wake to the soft kind of tilt of a whistling tune. this kind of melody that kind of it's pretty jolly, pretty happy. Just kind of as it comes whistling through the thing, and you can hear what sounds like the turning of wheels on the road. And approaching from the direction you guys are currently heading is a ridiculous looking caravan. It's kind of being hobbled together, leaned against. It looks like they've just been adding things onto this thing. Is just awkwardly shaped. There's a small halfling behind the reins who's jauntily whistling. He's dressed in these like bright colored robes, this bright yellow jacket, whistling to himself. You can see what looks like movement inside of the actual caravan, but you can't see anyone else. And it's pulled by these big ox, and it's got a small yellow headband wrapped around it. And as the cart crests the hill, and they come down into this sort of pseudo valley you guys have kind of landed yourselves in. There's a quick, "Oh, hello, good morning."
I'll tip off of the cart and be like, hello, how are you?
The halfling pulls the cart over to the side.
Yes.
Kind of a little bit, pulls it to a stop at in the road still. Kind of looks over and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, I'm doing very well, you know. Just got back. We dropped off a couple of things in town. How you doing, buddy?"
Do I know who this guy is?
You don't.
Okay, sweet. I've been doing pretty well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful, you know. Just life is great.
I feel
I'm
you.
happy.
Look at this. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Malvin.
Hello. I am Baz Benham Banquet of the Family Ben. What am I?
You little Bass temporarily loses his identity.
What am I? Oh, the Benham Banquet Family Business.
He says, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Benham. Malvin Mellowfoot of the Mellowfoots. What's got you passing this way? You heading for the autumn festival?"
No, I didn't know that was a thing. Did I know that was a thing?
It's not a celebrated thing in Yakin, where you guys are from, but it is. You've heard of it a couple of times. It seems it's quite a big deal out in the Somerset.
Oh, I've heard about that a little bit. No, actually, we were going. Where were we going?
Carshire.
We're going to Carshire.
Woo, you've got quite a travel ahead of you. Well, me and the missus gotta get a move on. Gotta get the kids back home.
Where are you going?
Oh, we're just coming up from Meadowhall. We thought we'd stop by, catch a couple of the festivities before the tourney heads out. But now we're just making our way home. Quite a while to go, you know.
Where do you live again? I totally forgot if you said that or not.
You did not say
So
that.
wait, where do you live?
Where's my map? I forget the name. When you don't
Where
know.
you're from is generally a better question than where you live.
Where are you from? I rephrased my question.
Oh god.
See, you
Okay.
can't read your own map.
Well, you know, I'm originally from Till, and my wife is from Kavala, but oh god, you know, Kim is just, it's such a difficult place this time of year, so we moved out here, I got married, wonderful things, you know. We moved to Truick a little bit ago, we had a couple of kids, we're settling down, started up a good baking business. Woo, my wife, she makes the best scones in town. Best scones in all of the Illustran, if you ask me. But
Really? Do you have any for
don't
sale?
tell her. Do I have any for sale?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to check in the back. You know, we sold quite a lot at the festival gatherings.
Well, that's good.
But-
Family businesses are always the best.
I'm sure we can scrounge a little bit up. Let me just go check. And he kind of hops off.
Why is he giving like sexual head nods? He's like,
Let me go check. No, he kind of pops up. And he's a halfling. He's kind of got like this bright orangey auburn hair. This crazy, just all over the place. Nice little thing. He continues to whistle as he makes his way around, kind of up this kind of awkwardly rickety steps on the side up to what looks like a small door, and he pulls it open and he walks in. And you hear a bustling and a bit of yelling and shouting and stuff as the door opens, and he goes in. It's quietish again. Then he comes out and he pokes his head out through a window up on like 3 stories up, because it is a storied caravan. It's like this. It's like an RV that's been stacked on top of each other. And he pokes his head and he's like, "We've got a couple of scones and muffins. Any particular?"
What do you have?
"Oh, let me ask. We have blueberry muffins. We have Danish muffins. We have Scotland scones. We've got a couple of Namiran hot pockets."
How much for all of those?
"All of them? Honey, they want all of them." "You sure you want all of them?"
How much?
"Okay. They're sure. Yeah, no, they're very sure." "Well, they're just lovely people. Well, we can't be mean." "Fine. Okay. Fine. 13 gold.
You might want to ask how many there are.
How many are there?
"Oh, dear. Honey, how many are there?" "Okay. We've got 132 scones, 48 muffins, 234 of the other muffins, and 1 Namiran hot pocket."
How much weight was this put onto the caravan? The wagon.
How much weight would you put?
Like, would the horse be able to carry all of this?
Oh no.
Maybe? Probably? Yeah?
I'll take it!
We do not need 200 fucking muffins.
Wonderful! Be right down, Mr. Purchase! And he slides the window shut.
Family business is what
And another window, even higher, just at the top of this kind of like a little rectangle that's been erected at the very top of this caravan, pokes open, 2 of them. 2 identical looking little halfling children stick their heads out and stuff, and they go, kind of talking between each other and stuff. And then the girl on the right side, she kind of leans out the window a little bit more and she says, "Did you buy the scones?"
Yeah. Your dad is a very nice man.
And they kind of talk back and forth a little bit, and she says, "We were gonna eat those."
Well, do you have food?
"Yeah."
Good.
Don't take all of their stuff.
I am, bitch.
"Okay."
Would
And
you
she
like
closes
2 of
the
them?
window.
Oh.
And the little boy on the other side says, "Hey, fuck you." He closes the window.
These days.
And then
Bad,
the
you're
window
taking food
opens
from
up
children.
again, and you see the little boy pokes his head through and he says, "Phew." And from the top of the thing, with a 17 against your armor class, okay, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as a small painted stone smacks you in the face.
Is there anything on it, or is it just like painted?
It's been painted kind of like a little rainbow. Golden fields of wheat and like a rainbow in the sky, and a little house and a smiley face for a sun.
I will pick up the stone.
And there's a loud yell from inside that's, "Kids!" And the little boy goes, "Oh no." Closes the door. The door on the side of the caravan opens up, and kind of walking backwards, like very carefully, comes what you assume to be Melvin, because there is currently a set of about 4 large boxes that he's carrying, and he's kind of like wobbling back and forth and stuff, and he's like, oh, we got it.
I'm gonna go up and help.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I was gonna help.
You managed to take 2 of the boxes off the top so Melvin can see, and he says, "Alright, that'll be 13 gold pieces." Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Okay, give me a second. Let's go put this in my wagon, and then I'll give you.
He helps. He leads you over, puts it in the wagon and stuff. And he takes the 13 gold. And he's like,
Wait. Now, come over here. I'll bring it to the side.
Yeah.
I know kids can be hard, but your son, first off, said something very, very naughty.
Can I hear him?
He said, "Fuck you."
yeah.
And he threw this stone at me. Now, don't get mad at him. He's just like, how old is he? 13, 14?
Shin pokes his head over and says,
takes
I like the kid.
He takes the stone and he looks at it and he says, ah! He's 49! And he turns around and he walks back into the caravan.
He's a good kid! Oh, man.
And a window opens up at the top, and this, kind of, like, horrifyingly ugly woman stakes her head out. And, like, she's just, like, so disgustingly ugly, and she sticks her head and she goes, spits off to the side and she says, my son is fucking beautiful! Closes the door. Melvin comes out again. He doesn't have the stone anymore. But he is hauling
Sorry,
a...
1 second. Kiss is attractive.
He is hauling a small halfling boy by the ear and stuff, and he says, alright, say you're sorry, Jose. And Jose looks at his father and he's like, but I don't want to say I'm sorry. And he says,
The
no,
kid's
no,
fine.
Jose,
We should
that's
get
not how
going."
this works in this family. You know what I always say. What do I always say? Jose looks at him and he says, I'm not saying it. No, just say it, buddy. It'll help you out. He says, I don't want to say it.
I'll take out
Come
2
on,
stones.
come on, buddy. He knocks his, like, elbow against him and he's like, come on, Sonny. It's like, the happy family makes many friends. The sad family makes many enemies and less money.
I'll give him 2 scones. I'll be like, here you go.
He takes the scones and he looks at you and he glares as he backs up. And
Can I
he
smack
enters
ass?
the thing. Yeah, you smack ass. Melvin closes the door behind him and stuff, and he says, oh, it was lovely doing business with you, you know. I hope you have a good bit of travel here. Definitely I'd check out the festivities in town. Quick warning, traffic's a bit hectic after the whole tourney announcement and everything, but...
Tourney announcement, what's that?
Oh, you haven't heard. Of course, the word hasn't gotten out that far, I suppose. Apparently, the king in Westhold is holding a huge tourney for the festival. No one's quite sure what the prize is. But there's a couple of rumors, you know? They say he's funding an expedition to Kavit.
Oh, that's boring.
Other people, however, they say he's handing away his daughter's hand in marriage.
That's also boring.
I don't know. A lot of people are going. So, that's fun. Anyways, I gotta get it going. We gotta make it to Kavili before sunset.
Oh, wait, before you go, one more question. Who is the king? That dude, I forgot his name, I think. Maybe Maz knows it, I don't know.
You don't know the king of Somerset?
No. Maybe, I don't know.
Dear God, what do they teach you dwarves in school?
Great things. I have you know.
Let me find my notes.
He's looking for his notes.
Let me find my notes.
The
He's
question
looking
is,
for his
does the
notes.
DM know the name of the King of Somerset?
Fuck you.
Where are we singing now?
I don't know. I forgot we had these. I've been hungry for like the last half hour.
King the Kellum.
Cow? Sounds
Dekelum.
like the Sherlock.
Dekelam. Dekelum. Dekelum.
Okay, totally forgot you said the middle, so it's just Del.
Dekelum.
I stopped writing. Okay.
Dekel M. Lamb. Lamb. Yes.
Dekelum.
Dekelum.
And Melvin, with a final wave of goodbye, hops back up, and he goes, and the ox kind of lifts its head and continues to walk, dragging this large caravan cart behind it.
Okay.
And that's your morning.
You guys want to continue to go?
Probably a good idea.
Let's go. Tap your traffic.
I'm gonna crawl in the back and trance for my 4 hours.
Okay. Cool.
Which is, I'm guessing, our travel time.
Yes, it is your travel time. So you guys make your way through. Somerset is a little bit more lively. In the daytime, it seems. There's a couple of, you spot a couple of rabbits out in the bush. Some birds kind of flutter by. It's not as weirdly quiet and trance-like in the evenings. After about three and a half hours, you guys finally manage to crest a hill, and you can see down onto what is Meadowhall. A large, sprawling town, built mainly of stone and rocks that have been kind of cobbled together. They've got kind of thatched roofs and a small town square that is currently strung with what looks like streamers and lights and everything. There's quite a couple of people moving around for this early in the morning. It's maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, but it does seem to be quite bustling already. You can see on the far end of town, on the opposite side, are a collection of about 3 or 4 different colored tents that have been set up, each of which has a flag that you can't quite make them out from this far, but they seem to be flying flags of their own. There's a couple of horses and what looks like a temporary stables has been erected next to the tents. Other than that, though, there's not quite too much. You've passed a couple of the odd farmhouses out in the country during your kind of travel time now. But it definitely seems like this is the larger collection. It's built currently on the edge of the river. It kind of dips around either side, and there's 2 bridges that go into the actual town itself. Sorry. You guys pull down into the town at about 9 o'clock. Making your way through the crowds.
Can we see what the tent flags are yet?
You cannot. They're far away. Like, they're not, like, big tents. They're just smaller tents that could fit a couple of people at most. But you can't see them from here now. No. You pass through over the bridge and into these kind of crowded streets. There's people in these bright, festive clothing that are just moving along. They each seem to be doing their own thing, talking to people, stopping in the streets, going in through shops and town and such. But you manage to make it into the main courtyard before anything too exciting happens. You can see what looks to be a small platform in the center. What looks to be a man, human, younger man, kind of dressed in this kind of gray and blue doubloon kind of robes and such. He's got a large scroll and paper in front of him, and he seems to be addressing the crowd.
What does he say?
You can't hear him from here. He's in the middle of the square. You guys are kind of on the edge, and there's a whole lot of people here.
Well, can we bring our thing into the
there's like a span that has been left open around this thing, so you can get around, but you wouldn't be able to go straight through the middle. No.
One of us, should get off lead the cart to the side, while the rest of us walk through to see what this is all about.
Has it been the 4 hours yet?
Yep, wake up. You've woken up just as they're crossing the bridge, kind of.
I'm up for going in. I'm a performer. This is my town.
I have shit animal handling.
Well, technically, you have.
I have +1.
At least you don't have a negative anything.
No, I don't have a negative anything.
So you could roll. How about we all roll and we see who's the better?
Roll to see what?
Well, looks like I can lead the horses just fine.
I got a 15.
That was a 20.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll take the cart around.
Tabak, do you understand the cart or come with me into the city? I'm like, oh, this is so stuffed.
I think it might be best to accompany you, as you can't seem to keep yourself out of trouble.
Sweet, I always love when friends come with me. And I will jump off of the wagon before Shin starts moving on the
Guys,
thing.
your coffee's in the camera.
No, it's not. Fuck you. And I will make my way through the thing. Being very happy and bouncing. A bouncing dwarf. I'm a bouncing dwarf.
Okay, yeah, so you guys climb out of the thing. Shin, you kind of hop into the front of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kiza sits next to you on the passenger side as you guys make your way around the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I said thing a lot. Around the courtyard. You pass by a couple of shops that are, just seem to be opening up. What looks to be a small tavern who's already bustling. Everything else seems to be just be waking up. This tavern seems to be full-fledged, already in swing. Tabak and Baz, you guys begin to make your way through the crowd. A couple of people give you a little bit of a weird look. You're not quite common folk
Do you mean
in
like
these lands.
The fireman and the dwarf? Or
Yeah, the
like...
fireman and the dwarf. You guys aren't quite. You haven't seen so far, other than the Malvin, the halfling that you guys had passed. You can't seem to see anything but humans around here.
Okay.
Has Tabak been through here before, though?
You have been through here before. It's a quaint town. One of the larger cities of Somerset, but it is most definitely not the largest. It's generally kind of farming town mainly, a lot of breweries, taverns and such. They have a lot more of the horses and stables and such that they tend to export from here.
Tabak might know a few people then.
Yep.
Oh, I guess I should ask that. Would Shin know anyone here?
You know what? Make me history rolls.
Me too.
I put my dice away because I have to go. Hey.
That's the 20?
You wouldn't have passed through enough. 20?
20.
Okay.
History... Where is it? 20. Not
Okay.
a nat 20.
Was yours a nat 20?
No.
Okay. So just
It was a 19 plus 1.
2 20s. So Tabak, you've been in contact with a couple of the different smiths and such in town. There's quite a few of them because the trade from Meadowhall is most predominantly, it is made up of horses and cavalry, a lot of that sort of stuff. So a lot of that is all brought in through here.
Yeah.
You've both stayed at one of the only taverns and inns in town. The tavern you were currently passing by, Shin. A smaller building painted a light green. It is called the Early Birds Tavern.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just write that down. Okay, but I have to get going because...
Yeah, so we will take a short break here. And we won't be returning with Tabak, but we will do a short bit with Baz and Shin before we go off.
Yeah.
Tabak is gonna follow Baz around and make sure he doesn't start trouble because...
I'm going to start trouble.
Tabak's gonna pick you up and carry you back to the cart.
Yeah, but
Start
Jasper's
trouble.
not on stream, is he? I'm kidding, I love
No,
you.
I'm telling you guys right now, if Baz starts
I'm gonna
trouble,
prove you.
Tabak's picking him up and going back to the
Yeah.
cart.
Actually, second thought, you know what? I think this is actually probably a good place to end it here.
Aww.
With you guys entering into Meadowhall. It's because we've only got the two of you guys for now.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to have a fist fight. You don't know.
Like, I didn't even know about this till yesterday. So
It's
I'm really
fine.
sorry that I have to go.
Yeah, but you guys enter into Meadowhall. So next week, we are still iffy. We'll keep you posted on whether or not we will be streaming next week, but definitely keep an eye on that for anything that's going to happen. Other than that, good fortune, high rolls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
There's not quite as much ceremony today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you have a good Saturday. We're leaving you a bit early here, but
Yeah.